the funny. Now, it's time to hear the experience and the brainy. Meet Selina, Dorcas, Gifty, and Annette as they present the real Nkomo Nketenkete. Nkomo biaye sesi chin, the dead, as in takrenu assume the dead, the real Nkomo Nketenkete. Showing live this and every Sunday, 7 p.m. on Era One Radio on Facebook and on YouTube, Era One Radio and on Taibo channel. Kaise, so we see the real Nkomo Nketenkete. What brabon tete? We nyan konkonsa. We the real Nkomo Nketenkete.
Yo, it's here for and you rain so ye be mama jo. Baby, I will be the whole enchia at the mouth. The real Nkomo Nketenkete and na mwasun eguswe. Na and you rain de. Me maba wano ye nyina ya beshia. Na ensem a ye ba abedwendwen ho no. Ehia pa ye. Esan say efa wo ho na efa me nso me ho enti enyumre CEO wife ye be ma wakwa aba so for mama Annette ye be ma wakwa aba sister Selina ye be ma wakwa aba ye nyina ye hia kwasi ada enyumre ye sro wankasa fa wo radio no ana Facebook fa to ho na ka che obi nso se ebra so yenim se embre no kwa animu kakra de nenso yehye idie na esese yedi nkomo enti enwumre ye bema shout out to yadofo nyina yetiefo sister na sister Regina sister Christy London for Ghana for ye mamu nyina adwo emamo akwa ababiem e ba the real Nkomo Nketenkete enti mema mabedwafo akwa aba na mama omo akwanya kakra na fe omo achia etiefo ene o adofo yenim se ewiase nyina edi Easter ye de ejidi se Yesu wo wu sore enye Easter day kwesi adai die nenso no ye de sa ye fasa akwanya iso na ebra wo ofi a wo jojo ho eje wa homi yenso yenya akwanya se yenhia na fe yendwendwen ye ho enti oba seli mema o akwenya na afi wachia etiefo
yo yedasi oba Gifty yede nyame asese nyame ama ye kwan na enwre yetimi ehia it's a round table no na ye way overdue nanso nyame ama ye kwan ama mayewe ene Easter Sunday a we are singing na celebrating no ye nyina so yetimi ehia enti said you di kaka no ye chia adofo nyina ye mamo happy Easter yenim se samre ebiana time no kɔ n'anim nti no Ghana fo akoda ana London fo akoda nanso mra mo beti bia no mo hu se ye de ahanchia emamo ye da ase
yo so for mama pacha onso ma enkoman
me da sister Gifty na ye sign achia ye tiefo ebio yenim se brebia no ya na bre ne kɔ n'anim pɛ ye teacher ye Ghana fo and so abrebia na moche bre na mutie yen eda mo nyina mo ase sa abrebia no mo aso ya mo so yimu na yedwumedie yetumi de ebre mo abrebia eda mo ase
see your wife
yo me da sister Gifty ebusia for your mama kwa babio eba the real Nkomo Nketenkete said the sister Gifty kind and ye nyina ye hia esan se ene wiase nyina e de atumo se Yesu asori ye de nim se wasori amaye enenti se de eba nchia no wo saka link na yesro wo soma unu na ka che ne se ye hia enenti mo memra na ye meni komo e mo akwa ba chia mbebi am obi a edase
yo ene mabedwafo ama etiefo akwa abai no na ye bekọ de nti a enwumre ye hia yenim se ya ye wo US haide afisu bia yese tax season esese o file wo taxes se we adwuma nko ade a aban wo chefa kakra bi a esese ogene de enti se ye kroma yese dempo ni bo na waji boom na obia edwane aha de upo umpo esese utua enti yenya obenfo kese pa Mr. Ebenezer Asiem enne wabin ewo sika mu yie taxes yi wabin mu enti obeba be cheche mu ede nkra ye ka taxes sign na sese ye timiti ase ya sede ewom esese ye enesen aban de ben na sese etua ma no ana se emfaso ben na ye benya free so say ye ebusua ana se ye nko aye nam ana wo mofra uni mofra o sen na sese ye kono enti elder ye bema wo akwa aba na ewo era one jumedie so especially the real Nkomo Nketenkete.
Yo, Gifty, it was per year for the invitation, no, and you may meda and Maria for no so what the real Nkomo Nketenkete so madam so I say for the opportunity modern man me say you may no yamrane na no yamanyune your taxes your cut taxes yamanyune ho you who send a question no question. It's a very good question and say what more shots I can or the kind I can say depending on baby I will and no credit depending on baby I will until basically the back can was some and you may be no typically yeah war US America has said no be applicable to us. And the reason here I had no ehia kase pa no in fact minya kwanya tena England kakra into no minimum also taxes kakra but I heard any different and na Ghana and so no different and na oba a hanswa different but yeah teha no na nti meko baby kakra meko England kakra meko kakra na say na no your friends are tax and then so but primarily no US has said no into the question is you cut taxes any idea I'm saying the first question will be say and then the second question no say vaso ben and a wo who say you taxes another question and who be say into you cut taxes in fact, just to break it down a little bit, something your civic duty say you taxes. Into a mandatory payment, government no free so we are individual a payment government free so we are corporate organizations a payment government no free corporations and so a government sa be free but the question is adenti na omo sa sika we na adenti na government sika free me as an individual adwuma kakra makoye sika kakra manya me de ebeboa mabusua no na say metibi ema government. The question is why ye benya nanka sika ni hina no ye de ni hina ebekofie so wosha Ghana with the exception of few people be and fan say omoye adwuma in the corporate world ye te omo taxes no wosha ma etidwomu nyina ye adwuma bebre ni wo they don't pay taxes. In fact o boss see say senior sister Gifty who can bebre ni bedwane because idea nobody wants to pay taxes. Idea ni tua din wo wiase anase krom ha taxes. Sika ye genokra na nso ye di. Na yasan atete bi afri mo. So it's something it's very painful to pay taxes. But I who want faso enti ena sometimes no ni tua ya but wutia unya the benefit no. In fact this part of the world no. What's America or Europe you pay the taxes but you see the benefit. The taxes na utia no. Ajuma yama. Unfortunately, no, se woko ye kuromu a Ghana ye tua taxes, but you don't see the benefit, of the taxes na ye tua ewo your friends say Ghana no nti eya na ama no aye bibi bi se tax kra mintua mamintua ene nioma bebre ne ade nti ye de kan establish taxes diate ye mu bebre no adwen ne se o taxes etua federal taxes no kwa we krom ha the government no, but you're breaking it down into several taxes. The first one, your federal tax, the
Elder.
second one, say who krom hana say who state beer. There's a state tax, would
Elder.
Yes.
Me pacho o kasa no o ka se emfaso bi e wo honom a yenya efrim minim obi a ofi Ghana bae okoye adwuma ohwe ne etua no na fe yat tax na efrim o se dabi wo ma fa misika esese me kɔ na me kɔgye ma ade enti emfaso ben na ewo so ema yen se sese yetua in taxes no.
Okay, me that's it for the question again. On say me they can establish it say a civic duty you'll be asked to say would you taxes, but would you the question is for ben in a winner free. Number one na ye be hu say ye be krom ha say in fact ye wo krom ha say no ye hu ekwan a the rosa e wo krom ha. Baby, you don't see any pothole. Yeah, war like highways. In fact, support kakra be bad. The next thing you know, no, now you fix it. Taxes are ye tia, no, a be any de fix it, sa rose, no. Ama ye rose system ni na no. Aye so nice. I woke up baby. Usi mun sisi I say ubedru baby. I woke up with no dust. With no potholes in the ABR, and you're number one. Number two, ye na ye nim say ye wo police system wa police if wo ha a boy ho ban e wo ye bia ye mu. In fact, sisi as friend 911 police beba then na wo hia police beba taxes a menu mienu tua no e bi na ye de tua police for ka e wo dwumadi a wo modi. Number three, so yes, the system the way you're setting it up, with the exception of say, me decided some of me ba call private school. No, so me casa me ba call the public school from infant say pre-K all the way through high school. Again a best secondary school system. No, one say ni na no. Who as a parent, wouldn't you be out of pocket? The only thing that maybe sometimes, depending on your income, will be to lunch. Books, so whatever beer obey and wabanico school for free. Into pretty much as our taxes na no a B and a day sanu many na sanya be ya ubenya sa free education from pre-K all the way through your friends at high school. No.
And like I said, what see ye dear, what can I say? Tax, a who here. The tax there, ye treat you, and a ma, you buy about America, highly, you can say, oh, high living here, because on this kind of wanted to a year, Juma. So see ye, man, ye didn't come up. Yeah, the person or say and pan say, tax, time of bank, and a file tax. Your closing date, and at the time I'll pay another file tax. Now, my question I toss one. And it's a fact of an hour. Me, you know. I was here so much taxes for a million, and I said, you know, about corporate tax, no, you should be able to cover the tax.
Okay, may that's it. And see, to answer your first question, the question is, I'm file taxes. That a Chrome has system, the tax season, started from January 1. To April 15th, into the deadline to file the taxes, April 15th. However, say April 15th, a follow on a weekend, then normally I call the next business day. Into this year, 2023, say the deadline is so be our file or taxes April 18th. And the government, as said to say, the deadline is here for 2023, will be able to file or taxes. So pretty much, it varies from year to year. But depending on the year, say, follow on the weekend, the time we follow, now just say you decided, say, but the 80 party there, the date in there, April 15th of every year.
But I mean, follow up. So,
Yes.
say, Obi or Ghana, or ye do me debut or if it drew April 15th and 18th, now it's me drew US. I don't know, or panel TV also 3 years now, saying.
Okay, that's a very good question. Into the other year, you don't even necessarily have to be in Ghana. Meti hese, if you have me to Chrome Hakra, but April 15th in the bedroom, no. If you have me documents in your maybe bremi here no, and you're ready yet. Into your ban is say you're ready, then you have the opportunity to file for an extension. Into extension, no, say we call online. Now we call complete, say. Me Dorcas and yadia met to me a file at the end of the 15th, into Mr. Mamma extension. Into a bemau or memau 6 months extension for you to file the taxes, But the woman, if say who wouldn't him say ubenya refund, wouldn't how? But say ubedeka. The chances in say we file extension the IRS will still consider say what file at the end late, even though what file extension into penalty be so what the card there they want you to pay that penalty and also the interest about accrue or a cabia would the and so but it is good to say we file for sa extension no more who say and yeah they are made to me a file in the 15 but on the maybe till the 6 months made to me a file.
Okay, Elder, so we say Obia filing the taxes. Now
Yes.
then the question is say, me Juma, but me was Social Security. Do I still have to file my taxes?
Yes. One say, would Social Security there are 2 options that we will say amount Social Security payment and you have the option
me mommy Social Security. Me Juma.
Yeah.
So my Social Security has never worked before.
Okay.
And is it my responsibility? Say still no, me filing my taxes and
Into so won't need any income from no
but
source.
then I have a social. And as a citizen, do I have to still go ahead and file my taxes?
Not necessarily. I want to say we'll file taxes based on your end income. Me koye adwuma my any sika and I may file it for my taxes Into for example, they say my adwuma bia so you don't have any income to report to the IRS say we adwuma. And IRS for what happens adwuma we W2 na ye de bra ye did the same cap in so akoma IRS for Into ye nim say Selina afi wo we adwuma usika ina 5,000. Into ye expect to say we'll file for 5,000. However, if Sanya in your case, 1 year juma bia, into say juma bia na 1 year, you don't have any income. Obia and Fabi bia and Koma IRS for Selina, ye juma na 1 year juma, not necessarily say so will file it, but you can still file it. You are not required, but you can still do it. Because one person ubeja gaps atoto what tax reporting you can still file, may file it just for filing's sake, but you are not required or mandated to say so file it.
Now, Patrón, me file a minya sikana.
You are not getting anything because you don't have any, but just for the records, and they say, yeah, few way, my fulfilling my civic duty, say my filing for me, but you are not getting anything back because you don't have any income. You be so I can say, we qualify when you way in farmer.
Yeah, other way like a friend, Selina, let me follow up with something.
Yeah.
No Social Security, but maybe I'm a majuma like me botry. Me papa dey fee. eno nti obi amfa I-94 na whatever enkoma aban say my year adwuma this amount eno no me to me file tax based on the make say menya ho ana. Now how do I even calculate it?
All right. So one say you see in your case no when you adwuma ma obia but one kesa na wo ye wadwuma until you are pretty much self-employed. Into self-employed no ena because when you adwuma ma obia until na wo fie na wo botire. There is a form book bi in fact wo call Walmart wo benya until adwuma bia no ade bia wo ye bia no obi a in fact wo boniti no you need to provide like a receipt for sanipa no into wo record itire bia wo boy into in fact say wo bo ba ko a wo je 40 na wa bo nipa 100 for the whole year into the whole year na 4,000 into you need to report sa 4,000 na why then we nya free sa itire na wo boy anymore. The question is over report 4,000 in chances say maybe not because you are person with less taxes and into no if you how report to less than how much you actually made. But let me throw this in there. I know say a time Nico, but I'm in far way and from account, especially based on this question I will be say. One will say for example say me kotofie me kwakwaji loan be for something. They require self-out W2 fabra. Na yen share income wa ebi oha woje for last year. Now no me botire me need W2 and I me need 1099. But me and me report me sika no. Into what they will require is say okwaji loan and asa okoye ya omo say any file taxes. O file fabra. Na yen share some fat sa loan in fama. Into this is the case, me botire 10,000, but my report is me botire only 3,000 or 4,000. Now, ne dia menya sika me deal, but as soon so beba when I me here loan because now no the all my loan shall see now crash last year 3,000 penna wunya. Into who need enough income qualify you for this loan. Into no. Say fear na mpesa me try, say fear no, you don't qualify for fear way. Say loan way na mpesa me no, you don't qualify for way. Near there. Into that's the tricky part what that area no. Into the recommendation is for whatever we are self-employed or whatever income you make, you know, I ain't need 1099 no. Be honest and report all of it. Because now one year na you get away with it, but a train no so a basa oko pay loan bia emwa into I just wanted to throw that in there now. You'll be TA and that's what our situation anymore. More careful what they do.
Okay, Elder, we dear ye da wase pa enchichemu no akoye ebusuafo say afi na we tuning in na the real Nkomo Nketenkete and na waso egusue na enne de ye kan taxes ho asem ye twa ye ho aba na ye cover ye beto aso ye da ase.
They are 4 women. They are beautiful with brains. They are eloquent, decent, wise, and experienced. You have heard many, the funny. Now, it's time to hear the experience and the brainy. Meet Selina, Dorcas, Gifty, and Annette as they present the real Nkomo Nketenkete. Nkomo biaye sesi chin, asentakre nu assume the real Nkomo Nketenkete. Showing live this and every Sunday, 7 p.m. on Era One Radio on Facebook and on YouTube, Era One Radio and on Taibo channel. Kaise, so we see the real Nkomo Nketenkete. What brabontete? We nyan konkonsa. We the real Nkomo Nketenkete.
Abusuafo yesa mamo akwa babio eba the real Nkomo Nketenkete. Safi na waba abeka ye ho a waso ego the real Nkomo Nketenkete so. Said yes sister Gifty D kan and e tax for ho asem na ye kan wo tax. I mean say we na ye more of America tax aname bo ampeni for ha. Enti ye nuanom Ghana for ene de mo fanche ye na ene de ye America for na ye hu aduru kakra if we say tax na eduru baby aya na etumi reye pa na niema kakra ba elder or say obi asem obi san say or say is there an age limit on claiming my child as a dependent or say age limit bi ho no mo ana say
yes yes there is an age limit, you know. I won't say from you fancy the age of like whatever, like 0. Yeah, who are kodana to till the time or be call into like high school near there no. Nina no o file because said they are still minors, you know. There are more benefits that you get. However, once they start making income, earning income, no, they hit from 19 then almost started some more year then what happens in this benefit say winya, for example, Annette, you so but like I will say no, and then me ba Michael or Myron. Wono yemi no ye file taxes na benefit wono benya would a wono me no me nya with Myra because we're 20 years. Enti there is like an age cap be and also sakodane started so make some income pa then no the recommendation no cry say ma kodano cry on file on one kesani on versus say what the be can would the no cry no a file.
okay. Yo, me that's be elder. Dear Eddie Hobby also say I received an incorrect form W2. Also, my former employer won't issue me a corrected form W2. What should I do?
Okay, this is a very good question, and this is something we see all the time, you know. I say, or step up further, I won't say, for example, or yeah, you mama way, you know, and or more and a mistake in Abba. What we need to realize in this a third-party companies, not normally normal process your payrolls, MIA. Into say, so go through the HR. Now, on my HR, yeah, where said W2 nam and Sakano, there's a mistake on it. First of all, I say HR4 no acknowledge said there was a mistake. So HR4 no acknowledge said there is a mistake on it there. Then the next step, and I say HR4 no making sure say obenya a corrected W2. It is our W2 no on the top, and obey said there is a box be or ya corrected. Now there is a box. So we say ya check this our box, you know, meaning said that's the corrected one. Now, so the HR from some of the HRs, you know, I have to be honest, omo you lazy. Omo mpese omo be on your behalf. Into what the Nipano they need to do, and they said they need to get the you know, omo payroll processing company no phone number. No one can someone reach out to them directly. Now omo explaining the situation to them. Omo will work on their behalf, get a corrected W2 and send them the new one.
Okay.
Yeah, but you said so what's now how I expect so omo will work for you. I will be honest with you. Sometimes they don't because they are lazy doing what they need to do. One say we are aggressive now push it through the payroll to get what you need. Yes.
Yeah, when they answer Annette the question, now. I maybe start question way. To start my question, I mean, can be a task. I mean, yeah, you know, and
yes.
Okay, the second job now, my family be all right, but they refuse to take taxes. Does it mean say you will be why I was said we didn't know man to say tax no because my family be all right, but omono enter tax no. Is this say a human no how you know or limit to be a little tax? And I said, don't you baby of set tax and a more amount to be a winya or was said definitely a take an amount to be a winya yen.
Okay. And the question will be say the same similar to what Annette be say about HR for a issue na ba no. Adwuma bi a wo ye bia say wo ye adwuma miensa wo ye adwuma na wo ye adwuma num. Omo nyina no they have to somewhat the correct taxes no. Because at the end of the year no say wo file taxes na you are not filing one company in isolation. All the Juma we in as we Juma 10. In fact, last week na me yo be taxes. Okra W2s in 115.
Oh.
It is that sa Juma we ye ni nyina no. We ye ni nyina no. Na ye ka ni nyina bom. Na ye hu se we income no. It is say. Now, this is where the problem comes in. And obiti the problem comes in when we are completing the W4. U4 form no, a form wa ye for adwuma mfoforo bia wo fele sa form. And no and a taxes are say ye too. Na mistakes are ye mu bebre no ye ne say. Sometimes we don't disclose on the W4 ne say second job somewhere. Into what happens in this company no say because it's a part-time into no ebi how income no cry no ketua bi. It's omo no sha omo free so we dey so ketua into no who here say better taxes say yetel. But say if you disclose what W4 necessary, me Dorcas, me ye juma ba kon ewo IRS, me full-time job. NSC ano me ye part-time job in so University of Maryland. Who discloses that information na beto the correct taxes are and say omo eto. But into your problem you be brave until I enter the correct taxes as started from the W4 now you're completing.
That's be brave, elder. Yo, it's yet was one I car questions in the me, and tina me sa akai will be osafe na wababe join the real Nkomo Nketenkete and our son eguswe will be to me at YouTube, era one YouTube. Or type also after your life will be to me akohonomo na wakwa kutie ewo honomo na ye kai was says when ya and subscribe ya yesrewa wo hwe na wa ye ne sa amaye elder nyame sha be pray say na wo de nam taxi mu na wo pensem mu emaye na de edi hono ono so asem a wo bisa ne say wenya your friend say ewu agama bi. Na will be say is money received from the sale of inherited property considered taxable income? The question, no, or say is money received from the sale of inherited property considered taxable income? Or no, so not say that what the air back, no.
That's a great question, and the simple answer is yes.
Okay.
Inheritance bia wo je free obi ho so papa na wu edija o so mama na wu edija o ne ade ni hina no ebeye part of your income or based on your tax bracket will determine into there was a special treatment for you to pay taxes on that inheritance now what inheriting. However, there is like a limit. Say adie bia wo ye bia no government nso nim omunti no ye ma certain portion bisa adie we dey ye dey achew but the akechire no brana betua ho taxes. Into say simple answer is a yes, you pay taxes on inheritance.
Okay. And that's the baby that the chat worker was what your minister. Now the obi son say was say I'm a minister and receive a salary plus a housing allowance. Or say, is the housing allowance considered income? And where do I report it?
Okay. And a special question and a little bit delicate, no. The answer no and should I need your friends say yes or no answer or how to unless say who ni panaka say who the situation ni no and a bit to me man the correct your friend say answer no near there no. But ni hinanu jina just simply no ni hinanu jina nhyehyaya one whoever be I employ no as software no ewo no because the IRS for so was something we call personage allowance. And that personage allowance what it does is ebi the organization can decide, the personage allowance is like $10,000. So, a juma year, no, say juma no a 100,000. Then the IRS is saying, sa personage allowance na de ma a year 10,000 no. Ubetia free sa 100,000 anymore. Na just a 90,000. Into sa 90,000 no. Also, any abeshe na yaje taxes. And it requires like more information from but simply no, there's something we call the personage allowance. Obetumi atie free the income before taxes so no, what you are taxes.
With them patrol listeners corner patrol me one question na.
Yes.
What obi wo hono ma e bia watuko Ghana. Into me do tax season no na why extension said the oka say you who kwan say it's me extension. Into emra why extension no but now meaning say 6 months extension no so within 6 months now was all file taxes. Now maybe I be went to me and filing the taxes. But we decided say me are filing it the following year. One, is it allowed? And the second question I say, also what file tax every year. Sometimes when we see we say amendment. I be when we see we be a free bank and now it was say in the previous year. It was so sign now amend and so me a train. Now they are the following year, you know. And you know, my questions near two. One, me decided to over file taxes every other year. And now so what file taxes every year, no. If you are be one reported something from the previous year, me the account the current year or file taxes nana.
Okay, that's a very great question, Selina. The IRS in information will be every year be an file taxes. To me decide they said this year me pesa me file taxes, but me pesa me train na me didn't na 2024 na me file taxes. You cannot do that. IRS simply to answer, you cannot do that. Now, another my main first way my account said now your first question is ebi oha unni krom ha say mfa say wo Ghana. Enti when nya kwan am file with taxes so near there. A lot of people don't know this. You can, even though we're Ghana, but you can still file your taxes in Ghana through your embassy.
Oh.
Embassy, yeah, you can. So people don't normally know this information and they don't do this. See, embassy now work Ghana, no, but I don't know what will happen. Is we paper form, no. Now we fill it. Either you type it out or you handwrite. If you have all your documents, you attach all your documents and you can file it through the embassy. No? They will process through the IRS system for you. Even being outside the country, it's not necessarily like an excuse to say to me and file it. On your second question, my filing my taxes this year, which is 2023. And at 2024, document be aba. Na sa document na ba and man who said document is for 2023 taxes. So what do I do? You need to go back. So one hour file wadia, you can easily do that. So being a file mawa, manipano and go back, non yet an amendment and file for sa information. No chances to say. If you have filed taxes in Oboka, but that document now ban in fact student loan interest in crab and now say with tuition which year 1019 naba for last year. But no anke betumi aboa ma wo moka in a fene you can go back and file an amendment using that document, to ratify Sadia no sanya beya. If you are due for a refund, they will go ahead and send that to you. Yes, but make sure say you file the taxes this year. But next year, document in the bar, you take the document, you file an amendment. But main chance 2024 and person file it. No, don't do that.
But
are you clear?
Yeah, I clear, but one say, any people bring a file taxes for themselves. into you call a tax preparer who obeju sika. Now what file initial taxes no. Until if you have other documents a pending for the previous year now oh yeah now. Now person is it wrong? Like is it going to be a penalty for you to hold on and then use that amendment for the following tax year? Meaning the question is clear.
Clear. Now, want to mean you so a document for like 2023 and file taxes for 2024. You need to go back and do an amendment for 2023. Now, I just said what file for a now. Sunny our kind will be in a year with taxes in the mouth. Yeah, which year sika and now unfortunately no document be aba. And as our document in the buy no. A year tax preparer na sade say or file amendment in the amount. And this is the reason. The IRS knows that my family tax is 2023. They have 3 years to go back and randomly pick media for like an audit. And see, Yemfan says student what any student I'm trying to think of an example of document. Yemfan said, for example, we adwuma bi share baby and na a chire na sa W2 no form ne buy. But I buy in 2024, but it's for 2023. Also, IRS form sa document no omonya copy e da omo into they are expecting say Selina ube file for sa de no na wanye into 3 years no more chance ube ye into 3 years no o ma twen a wonye no muhu say oh Selina kra no last year the W2 back one fan can we ho. What the IRS would do is on one kasa no ebe yes amendment no the abrel. No mo ye ba na se bi o ha ka bi o ha. That's when they will charge you penalty and charge you interest. Until the earlier you see it, have your tax preparer file the amendment for you. Nene IRS for records, and and tally up. Mr. I know some question, but I'm way and firm before me. Another a year, I recommend to people, so ube to me na se wo computer. Call IRS website, irs.gov. Now create an account for yourself. So when create an account for the entire side way here. So we create this account now say anytime you log on, now we'll call the tab be or say document. We'll click on that document now. It will show you all the document in for Ediaba on your behalf to the IRS. Now they are compare document wukura. In the emphasis 2023, my documents ni. Once I go on the IRS and I click on the document, and I mean documents ni na abba nkofar report on my behalf. You know what compare say we mikura me IRS for na oha. Inti ebi oha mistake no one ba could be IRS for the no but they knew ho. No why follow up, no why just document no. Then you use it for inti mesre ye for Obia bomodern say ube create an IRS account for yourself. Debia wo confirm wo kwa echraw so de kakra bechraw so ye payment a bechraw payment no bebia waye bebia wadro ne saa ni hina ne penalties ne taxes a ye na ube hu ne hina a very very neat tool I recommend so obia no ebe set saa de ne.
Yo, Elder.
Sometimes bank interest 0.10 cents. No, me say me who are me too chini baby because me who are the point was I would file low taxes.
Yeah, also bank what can say no. In fact, by law no, say interest be a from bank no. If it's not more than $10, they don't need to bring you a 1098. Sir, the only time they will bring you a 1098 if the interest that we and it's more than $10 per normal side in the bedroom.
Okay. Elder we de wakyekye enema mu amayen pa ye da wase. Ye bre no nso eko. Na asembisa ba ko a aba enso ne se ehia se moye awarefo a mo file mo taxes sebom. Yenim se bi mo honoma na obi adwuma no different. Ebi ba ko eje echen ba ko. Ehia se ye be file abom as couples. And I say, be forms no so no utimi who say married by filing separately. And also no emfaso ben na ewo mu betumi acheche mu kakra amayana. That's it.
That question where we get these questions a lot now. So we jam me here by 1 hour to explain that but one who say yam fan say ye one video in fact ye Christians yam fan say ye some nyame on says so share Ephesians 5 I may try to summarize what question into Sawosha Ephesians 5:31 also for this reason a man will leave his father and mother and be united to his wife and the two will become one flesh. Into there be a for say okay into your normal mathematics your school 1 + 1 is equals to 2 but a baware more 1 + 1 is equals to 1. And the question is identikra na me name yere wo na me pese me file separate na me yere so a file separate. That's my first question. I always ask anytime this question comes up. In fact, ideally, and not in a perfect world, or the recommendation is someone warrior money taxes together. Obi would do something different. On this same way, say you can file joint. File joint, there are so many benefits as file joints in winya. The second option is as a man file joint, then we can file separately. But file separately now, the government is punishing you for doing that. Number one, file separate now, your tax high, and you're number one. Number two, there are so many benefits. Say, you file bomu anke benyano. So we are separate, you don't get those benefits. And for example, let me give like Maryland State. Yeah, you every stage or more airport college, The state, extra sikabia to her, which is in fact 2 years ago it was $8,000. This year I know so I'll call up to almost about $10,000 to say. So we are Maryland residents. Nessa will ba ebe call in-state school. You are entitled as say our for Maya mo taxes are bomuno. Ye be mamo $10,000 toward wo banu tuition. And yet something and yes sir automatic. You need to go and fill that form on the state level to qualify for that. And so fill this out form now. One of the things they're asking you is what's your tax returns? Fabra, ne yenyinaso. Into that is where when you file joint now, it comes into play. And that's where you get that benefits in the it is a complicated question and a controversial question depending on obia situation. But just to help out, the recommendation is so big to me ideally monfale emo. Na in fact, bring the family nankasa together because a hona who say Gifty kwaye adwuma bi share corner bia na otago nim and answer vice versa. It brings a lot of nyoma together. Minim dia me kunu je minim dia me yere je when we file together na ade na And it brings peace of mind because sa refund na eba ni ye mienu ye din mo. Nti me no enya fe na mbe decide say oh refund e me file na ma ye nti me dia nya wo dia that ntokwa no eyi free ho. Ade ba ko so masan ehu no say nkofo bi ho a on says one wo file one separate na another option is obey a head of household. And I have seen cases where nipa mienu at the same house and both of them are filing for head of household. What they do say ya chankoda na afa, we afa mienu na we afa mienu. Na ye mienu na ye file for head of household no. So who tie na sa wo ye sa de na illegal thing ade na wo ye no. Say ye chewa e just say e ka obebo no, wo be no. Because say the head of household and it's only required for one house. Until no untumi nipa mienu entumi nya the head of household in the same house. Until I just wanted to throw out that now. To give to our question no will be a very good question, but I require a lot of time to take it and break it down. Yeah, in summary, no, that's how I may say. You're back together as one flesh, one mind. If I deal, and more.
Yo, elder, yet better was say. Ebusia for safe na wetuni ina. And then the tax season, yenim say nyambwa next week 15th. Into 18th no ebeye Monday. Into say wunya and file with taxes there's a grace period. Na fe ye nyina yenye ya sedie say good citizens. Ye better elder Ebenezer Asiem asepe ye. Eda yenim say ebre ni sa enti ye besan ato ye nsa afre obiem na sikasem de ye boso anache say enibre aba. Enti no ye beda ye tiefo nyina se.
My question is,
Yes.
or your international student?
Yes.
Na onye ejuma, but ne papa, ne parents, emaniska as a obetumi a file tax. Na skana na sakano, income ana.
Okay. Nti the parents na emanisika.
But or international students, nti
Yes.
ne saka or say I-84 said I-90 something from the school fees now Triano they give it to her to file the tax. But here is the case on one side near Juma, but we receive all amount of skebia in sakano as a remit every semester or every month. Obetumi file tax na.
That be because on said tax will be filed tax, it has to be an end income. So wako ye juma ne wanya sika no. On said ne die no what your fees and the fees no ye ne biaka na ye de man say it's more like ne upkeep. Inti enye an end income too or no ankasa. Number 2 no. There say international students or say question is me can be san answer or social security number.
Yeah.
And I say or tax ID number.
Yeah.
It is so was any new way be idea then no and mra best start so or any income no meaning sir or juma mo be na onya sika no obetumi file for taxes but sika what your tuition yedi bia mano or the yene upkeep in it and yet an end income one and so the file for taxes.
It is I-99 say when you free school say to me the file tax because of the school fees now to your board then. The papa the file tax and now say how does she claim tax also to your sex kind of so.
So I'm fine says that papa will chrome her. And ni papa and fancy US citizen or also file taxes there. Then on one side as a student on say pretty much no bakwa dependent on the parent so. Into you dependent on the parent so then the parent can use that 1098 form from the school to file for or more taxes is the tax break the parents mom ne benya versus on one kasa no be because only an income biya yes obey you so their file taxes are say in beboano. So the parents so unfortunately no if they are not US citizens ne omu ni krom ha say ya almost so file taxes are then sa tuition na wo tua no and ho and man fa so bia
yo ebusiafo ye bre no aso kra apa ho nanso enam se enema yesua no eye ehu hia nti no na ya elder asai bre acheche mu bebre amaye se wo asem bi se bi ana se bibi chi wadwen a ye number no betumi afrɛ ebri bia ye krado se ye beboa na fe wonsem bisa wo no ye tumi eyi ano ama nti elder ye besan na era 1 anaimu the real Nkomo Nketenkete Mimra Bafoi
the only one
say to yen safre o now nso unya adaje emayen intetiefo aha na edi enjumadi no besi dasene ye besan ehia. Bye bye.
All right, let me come. Bye.
They are 4 women